India is registering a silent epidemic. This silent epidemic is the rise in number of heart attacks among the young generation. From the perspective of GS Mains Paper 3, we are going to talk about a lot. Other than this, I request you with folded hands that please do share this video with as many people as you can, because this could save a life. This could save many lives. Let's move ahead and let's not be worried about the notes for UPSC, because I provide that through my Telegram channel Pooja Dwivedi UPSC. Let's now talk about this news event. In Gujarat, at a Garba event, 10 people have died out of heart attack. The youngest of them was a 13-year-old boy. Can you imagine? Teens are dying now of heart attack. What is heart attack? That is important for us to know. We know that the heart is responsible for pumping blood to the entire part of our body, to other parts of our body. And it does it through specifically left ventricle. When the left ventricle contracts, it pumps blood and provides the blood which is filled with oxygen through aorta to the rest of the body. Okay, so left ventricle you have to remember, and aorta or aorta. The aorta and the left ventricle are connected with the help of arteries, and arteries are a channel that regulate the flow of blood. This is how blood generally flows through our arteries. And if we are eating too much food that is from outside, not home cooked meal, or very fatty food, cholesterol food, this can get into our arteries as plaque. And this plaque will restrict the flow of blood from the arteries. Sometimes a small issue with this area can lead to blood clot as well. As you can see, this breaks down and blood starts depositing here, and blood clot happens. When there is a blood clot in the arteries, the muscle that is near to the artery will start dying. That means it will not be working anymore. When it is dead, it will not be able to pump blood properly. That means the heart will not pump accordingly, hence causing heart attacks. Okay, and it is also known as a heart attack is also known as myocardial infarction. I've already explained you this amount. Moving on, medical news statistics show that around 50% of the population in India goes through a heart attack before the age of 55. So it is not just for the elderly now due to sedentary lifestyle. Most of the people do not exercise. Most of the people are dependent on a sedentary lifestyle. It is because of their work. It may be because they do not want to do it. It is because of the rising amount of digital interaction that we are doing rather than social interaction. Also, heart disease accounts for almost 1 in 5 deaths among young adults between the ages of 25 to 64 all over the world. Young men are more susceptible as compared to young women, but young women are 1.6 times more likely to die in the first year of following a heart attack. This could be because of diabetes. First, we have to regulate your blood pressure. High blood pressure is the most important factor leading to heart attacks. In early adulthood, it can still be a problem for your heart in later years. You cannot think like, okay, I have high blood pressure, but I will regulate it. I will still eat whatever I want to eat, high salty foods, foods that are high in sugar. I will keep on eating that. That's not going to work. So, young adults with raised blood pressure levels were at a higher risk of late life coronary heart disease and heart failures at a later stage of life. You may be 20, you may be 21, you are eating lots of high salty foods. You may be eating foods, packaged foods or snacks from, all these kind of food transport industries. But at a later point of time, you will regret it. So, obesity is the second one. High cholesterol, high blood pressure, and diabetes. Obesity is not directly related to heart attacks, but it creates a condition for plaque deposition. High cholesterol, high blood pressure, and diabetes. India has 135 million obese people, and type 2 diabetes and or cardiovascular morbidities are related to obesity only. Diabetes. People with type 2 diabetes are more likely to have a heart attack because high blood sugar is associated with diabetes. It can damage the blood vessels that are important to control our heart, arteries specifically. High cholesterol, because cholesterol is needed for the maintenance of the cell, but it should not be high in nature. Too much cholesterol is never advisable. So please Do share with your friends, no matter what age they are. Right now, India is becoming digital India, more digital interaction, sitting on the desk, having a phone, laptop, or whatever in our hands. No social interaction. Public transport, kind of transport that we do is not based on any sort of exercise. We take cabs, we take our own private cars or private vehicles. We do not like to go for a run in the evening. We might not want to go to gyms. Also, you may be seeing many videos of people going to the gyms and collapsing, and then you joke that that is why I do not go to the gym. The problem is they may be having an underlying condition, but it wasn't diagnosed. So lack of diagnosis is the most dangerous thing a person can do before joining a gym. First you have to get diagnosed, because if there is an underlying disease, for example heart disease, your arteries are some sort of restricted, and you all of a sudden start exercising, of course blood flow is needed to maintain the constant rate of the heart, and when the heart cannot keep up with that because there is a blockage, then heart attacks happen. So diagnosis is another thing that you have to do, no matter how you look. You do not have to think that if you're not above your weight, as in you're not obese, you cannot have a heart attack. It's not at all like that. So you have to get diagnosed. You have to make sure you are preventative in nature, because it is possible for a country like India to go through that. Moving on. COVID-19 is also being suggested that in India it is causing heart attacks. There is a study. There is a study of 2022 in which 150,000 people were studied. They had COVID-19, and it showed that even a full year after initial infection, the risk for developing a heart condition such as irregular heartbeat, heart failure, inflammation, or heart attack, it was substantial in nature. 4% of the individuals with COVID-19 will go on to experience heart complications. It's really low. 4% is nothing. But if we look at the number of people that were infected, official records suggest this much. If you take out the 4% of it, it will be in lakhs. So it's not a small number. Moving on. People were also suggesting that there is a link. I have seen many comments in different studies or YouTube channels. There is a link between COVID-19 vaccine and heart attacks. But our COVID-19 vaccines, was a study of recent event that was conducted, that there is not any link between COVID-19 vaccination and heart diseases. The anti-vaxxers were the one who were suggesting that I'm not going to get booster shots because I may get a heart attack in the near future. There is, of course, mRNA vaccines have issues, but our vaccines, Covaxin and Covishield, they were not linked to any sort of heart disease. Okay, so I hope you understood this topic. I deeply suggest that you please share it with as many people as you can, because there are preventions that we can take. We have to begin screening test early, specifically in 20s and 30s. You have to do that. An echocardiogram and ECG and an echocardiogram. Basically, it is suggested in Western countries from the school level, but we do not do that. So an echocardiogram uses ultrasounds which can check if there is any anomaly in heart structure. ECG uses electrodes that can detect abnormalities in the electric impulses of the heart. If anybody has a family history of heart issues, please get yourself profiled between your 20s and 30s, specifically if it is a female. Moving on. Gym membership should be linked to a mandatory medical testing protocol. Before joining a gym, it is on the gym owners that they have this particular criteria, that a CT angiography and a stress echo test are done. Also, calcium scoring in order to see if there is any plaque formation, that has to be done. We have to install automated external defibrillators in public places, specifically in gyms also, because in any case of event of an heart attack, it will analyze the rhythm of the heart and possibly will help you in receiving shocks. Anybody, if they are experiencing heart attack, we can use this on them to provide shock so that we can resuscitate them, and with that we also can give them every help that is available there. So that is a need of the hour that we have to start installing this in our gyms as well. I hope you all understood this topic. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching.